I am not surprised that this story happened in the state of Alabama. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Me telling somebody that I am from Alabama, I'm pretty much embarrassed because of all the bullshit rules that don't apply to everyone. You talk about all men are created equally. Mm-mm. Now, if you live in Alabama, the only way that you are treated equally is if you're just a good old boy. It favors you every day. And if you happen to be the wrong color, then they take you away. But bad singing aside, let's get to it. Now, the gentleman that you see on your left, Mr. Reginald Burks. Now, back in December 13th, 2023, he just gotten off of work. And I know what it's like to work those graveyard shifts. Gets off at 4 a.m. in the morning. Goes home. Gets 2 hours of sleep. Wakes up and takes his two children to school so they won't be late. On his way of taking his children to school, he is pulled over by an Ozark police officer from the story that I'm reading. And the police officer tells him that he was going 25 over the speed limit. Mr. Burks wants proof of that, and the officer tells him that his speed gun wasn't quote unquote working. He just took a guess as to how fast he was going. So, Mr. Burks gets his ticket written to him, about to go about his business to take his kids to school, when said police officer stands in front of his vehicle. And Mr. Burks asks this guy, "Excuse me, officer, can you move out of the way, please?" And the officer tells him, "You can go around me." Mr. Burks was trying to be nice about it. So what does he do? He says, "Man, get your ass out of my way so I can take my kids to school," and goes about his business. Now, Mr. Burks does pay his traffic ticket. But that's not the end of it, because the gentleman that you see on the right is Judge John Jonathan Bull, who has ordered Mr. Burks to write an apology letter for telling the police officer to get his ass out of the way, or he'll be spending 30 days in jail come June of this year when he has to show up for his hearing. Now, in Mr. Burke's case, in his defense, he did nothing wrong. He wasn't being hostile. He wasn't being obscene. I know there's some stupid law in Alabama that prohibits you from using cursing and obscene language, or as I want to call them, sentence enhancers in public. But in his defense, in the same way that his lawyer said, ass is not a cuss word, because since this state's in the Bible Belt, and everybody wants to say that God-fearing men and women in the South, ass is actually in the Bible to describe a donkey. And being the fact that this police officer was being a jackass, well, if the shoe fits, wear it. But to sit up there and force somebody to write an apology letter because a police officer got his feelings hurt, man, that is some bullshit. I'm just saying, like, really? I never thought we would be in a day and age where everyone is just so sensitive. Even the police officers and law enforcement is sensitive. He cussed at me. He told me to get my ass out the way. He hurt my feelings. And I really hope that Mr. Burks wins this case, because this is some bullshit. You talking about his First and his Eighth Amendment freedoms are being violated? You're damn right they are. Because I'm pretty sure there's no law out there that prohibits anybody who's being done wrong to tell another human being, "Excuse me, can you please get your ass out of my way so I can go about my business?" And for Judge Bull to actually write that order, that is absurd as hell. And if Mr. Burks does end up spending 30 days in jail, I hope he sues the hell out of that police department. And I hope that this judge loses his position. But being the fact that this is the state of Alabama, well, like I said, all men are created equal down here. The only people that are created equal are just the good old boys that get away with this type of crap every day. Just my thoughts. That's just my opinion. Just saying.